When a bee flies, her body creates static electricity. And so this charge on her body helps her when she lands on a flower, that the pollen will actually stick to her fur very readily. She has these combs and rakes on her legs that she can use, and she sweeps them up over her body, and they will collect the pollen off of her fur. Then she'll add some nectar to it from her honey stomach to make it into a paste, and then she will stick it on the upper area of her back leg. There's a flattened area there, and there's almost like a little spike sticking out that she'll stick it on, and it'll hold there. And that's what she does. When she gets back to the hive, of course, she will unload it up where the honeycombs are and where they're storing the pollen. But I want to talk about how beekeepers collect pollen from bees. It's actually quite simple. They put a special device over the whole front of the hive, which has a circle cutout, multiple circle cutouts for the bees to go through to get into the hive. The problem is the cutout isn't big enough for the pollen to get through just the bee. And so the pollen will be knocked off her back legs as she enters the hive. And it's collected into a little box at the bottom, and then the beekeeper will come and get that box. The only time a beekeeper can really take pollen from bees, because pollen is very precious, because it's the protein for them to raise their babies and for themselves as well, is when a hive has a lot of pollen. Personally, I just look how much work she does to get that pollen, and she gets it on her back leg. She's worked really hard. She gets home safely without being eaten or damaged or getting into trouble, and then she goes to walk in the hive and bam, her pollen is stolen. I just personally, it just is heartbreaking. I would never do it, but there are lots of beekeepers that do, and I don't judge them because they do. Now, if you do like pollen, there is pollen naturally in unpasteurized, basically raw honey. So go to your local beekeeper and support them and buy some honey, and you'll get that pollen along with it.